Yesterday was a very important topic. What was that? What was the importance of it?
Which chapter?
What was yesterday? Everybody is keeping quiet.
Hari Om Swamiji.
What was yesterday's topic?
Remember Papa's Ram Naam and Papa's features.
Then,
You were telling Swamiji that a lady who passed away in the hospital, you were with them.
what was the
When lady was in the ashram, she felt ill, and then they took to hospital. No, she passed away.
When we leave the body, to
Yeah,
remember.
when we leave the body,
when we leave the body?
we should remember our Guru, Guru's mantra or Guru.
Bhagavad Gita said what? At the time of Prayana Kaleja, Andakaleja, Mahameva Sharan Muktya. Yesterday we spent a lot of time on that, no? Inevitability, we should know. What should we know?
Hari Om Swamiji, video is not coming.
Video?
No video.
Oh, okay.
Now it has come. Hari Om.
There were 28 slokas yesterday. What was this cream?
Before leaving this body, we ask hold my hands in your hand.
Before we leave
this body, you take my hand in your hand. Good.
Yes, that is right. Then, anything else?
Human life is always karma to karma.
Okay.
That's why we always think of God and chant Ram Nam.
Then.
ഒന്നും നിരന്തരമല്ല, എല്ലാം കഴിയരുത്, ഒന്നും ശാശ്വതമില്ല. ഇதை நம்ம உணரணும். என்னமோ ஜெயிக்கிறோம்னு ஜெயிக்கப்படாது. மனசை இருத்தி ஜெயிக்கணும்.
ஆ.
ஏன் ஜெயிக்கிறேங்கிறதே எனக்கு தெரியாது.
ம்.
இதுவும் நீ செய்யறதுதான்.
ம்.
அப்போ என்னோட கடைசி காலத்துல நீ என்ன கூப்பிட்டுக்கணும், நான் உன்னையே நினைச்சுட்டு இருக்கணும். இதுதான் என்னோட பிரார்த்தனையா இருக்கணும்.
வெரி குட்.
இதுதான் மீனா இதோட அர்த்தம்.
ഡെത്ത് certain. അതാകും ഫസ്റ്റ്. We all should know that death is certain.
certain.
അത് മുതലേ വരണം. அந்த டெத் certain ஆனதுனால we must remember him. So we read out Guruji's prayer, Guruji's words. Today we were able to locate, understand through Anandashram that Guruji's words were uttered in 1991, and he offered his body to Mother Ganga in 1994. So that prayer, it was not a usual prayer. It was a committed prayer. It came from the bottom of his heart. So he said, when the last moment comes, I know that I will also die, and when I die, I don't go with anybody else, just like my mother, my grandfather, grandmother, nobody went. Similarly, I will also be alone, but who will be with me? Only you will be with me. So at the time of my leaving, you should come, take hold, hand hold me, and then make me unto yourself. This during his Sampradaya Bhajan program, he shared this in 1991. And in 1994, when he was conducting a Satsang in Vatkashi? Uttarakashi. Rudraprayag. Suddenly, he got up from the group. It was on the side of Gangadi river. He went and he was prompted to offer the body straight. Anyway, so the theme is this. Somehow we don't, as somebody said yesterday, not that we do not know that there is no death, but we still feel that there is no immediate death. We might live for some more time. Every one of us, we know that academically, intellectually, we know that there is death, because we have seen many people have gone already, so we will also go. But the only thing is, we don't know when, and we certainly feel that it won't be now. Because if it is now, both from the Vyavaharic point and from the spiritual point, we would have done something. If we had come to know that we are going to leave the body just now, we will immediately make some arrangement, Those especially who are depending upon me, or those whom I feel I should take care, or I should make provision for their welfare, something like that, in the form of a will, in the form of some authorization, so many things. For the Vyavaharic level, so many things are to be done. At the spiritual level, we should also get a visa. We have a passport. As soon as we are born, we are given the passport. And we will be given the visa also to go back. But at the same time, we don't know when. We certainly feel it may not happen now. So, Papa wants us to know that this will happen either today or tomorrow. or next week, or next month, or next year, or next decade. It has to happen. So be ready. This is a very important point. All of us should keep on, because otherwise what is the andakaleja mameva smaran? It will not come, At the time of my leaving the body, I will not remember him if I don't practice remembering him. I may be chanting, but am I remembering him? That is important. I may be doing bhajan. Am I remembering him? I may quote Shastras. Am I remembering him? We should be very, very clear about this remembrance. He also said, at all times and in all places, remember me. Remember me and fight the battle of life. Because at what time I will make you to drop your body, you don't know. So remember me. So remembrance is something very important. Are we giving importance for that? This is got the theme of yesterday. Remembrance of him. And in the 9th chapter, the entire theme is to help us to remember him. It is called the royal path. To always remember him is the royal path, surrendering to him. I did not plan, I did not ask. You gave me this human birth. You have provided everything to me, and you have fixed a date for me to quit also. All that I can do is to feel comfortable that you are there. This is how, the 9th chapter. Suppose we go to one particular sloka. 18. Gadir Bharta Prabhu Sakshi Nivasa Sharanam Suhrid Prabhava Pralayasthanam Nidanam Bijam Abhyayam. Why should we remember him? He lives. I am the goal. I am the goal to be achieved by you. I am your supporter. I am the Lord. I am the witness. I am the abode. I am the refuge. I am the friend. I am the origin. I am the dissolution. I am the substratum. I am the storehouse. And I am the seed immutable. That is why I should remember him. Now the Supreme Divinity is described in many ways in these words. Gadi, the goal. The whole universe has that as the goal. Bharta, the supporter. Prabhu, Bharta means to protect, to cherish, to support. So Bharta means supporter. Prabhu, the Lord, the Master. Sakshi, the witness consciousness, witness. What is the sun? He is the witness of the solar system. He can see everything happening in the solar system. He is called Jagat Sakshi, witness of the world. Not one, Sakshi of one object. Think. God is called the witness of the whole universe. God is a witness in the solar system. We are also the self, the witness of our little activities here. We call it Buddhi Sakshi, witness of the intellect. The Atman in us watches the activities of the Buddhi. That is called Sakshi. Sakshi is a wonderful concept in our Vedanta philosophy. In fact, whenever you develop the capacity for objective judgment, you are a Sakshi. An event is taking place, if you are carried away by attachment, your judgment will go wrong. We have seen the referee, in a match. He is a witness. He is not identifying with either of the party. That is why his words are final. So God is a witness. He is not involved in anything, but he witnesses. Whenever you develop the capacity for objective judgment, you are a Sakshi. If you are carried away by attachment, your judgment will be wrong. If your mind is free from attachment, you will be able to see things as they are. That capacity comes from being a Sakshi of our own nature. See things as they are. Don't color it with attachment or aversion. So in this self in us has the capacity to become a Sakshi of our activities within this body. And all impartial judgments, all such objective evaluations come from that point of view. Ego cannot do so. Ego is highly motivated and is under the control of the genetic system. So Sakshi is a beautiful concept in our Vedantic psychology as well as philosophy. Develop a Sakshi Bhava or witness attitude. The other day we were quoting Papa's words that when we try to take to mental chanting to quieten the mind by perseverance, practice, commitment, even by surrendering to him, the Sakshi will emerge. And Papa immediately qualifies it, that itself, that experience itself is God realization. So Sakshi means now the Sakshi is there witnessing the talking. Now the Sakshi is there in all who is witnessing the hearing. Whether what we hear get registered or not, the Sakshi is there. Whether we like it or not, the Sakshi is there. So that means you are able to view things dispassionately. Sakshi consciousness is a wonderful idea. You can see your own mind, your own attachment, aversions, your own foolishness, everything from behind, whereas the ego cannot see all this. Ego can see the fault of others, not one's own. Only when the ego develops the Sakshi awareness, then you are able to find even your own faults. So a little Sakshi awareness makes for a higher type of life, a higher type of consciousness. This is how the concept of Sakshi comes. And God is considered to be a Sakshi. It's a beautiful concept. There is one who is Sakshi of all these, your mind, my mind, and all these are mine. That is the divine being. So one aspect of the divine is Sakshi, and then one aspect of man is also Sakshi, Nivasa, the abode. Our abode is God Himself. Then Sharanam, the final destination, refuge, where we can take our refuge. And then Suhrit, Sundar used to sing, you remember? Ye Jagadata. In that he is.
Yes, I remember.
Premke, Sindhu. Pranasakha, these two words, we just enjoy the word, but we have to be a little reflective,
Yeah, but you said Surat, I immediately remember.
Premke Sindhu, Deenike Bandhu. Pranasakha. അടുത്ത എന്നത് നിത്യ അഖണ്ഡ Ananda Anadi. So these are all coming from ninth chapter. Yesterday we were struggling to understand that we should accept that he may make us to drop the body at any time. We should become prepared. Because that is certain, only the timing is not certain. And he assured us that at the time of leaving, if you remember me, you will come to me. We don't want this birth and death again. Enough is enough. So what is needed is remembrance. In order to enable us to develop this remembrance, this 9th chapter is exclusively dwelling on that. This beautiful sloga. Gadi, Bharta, Prabhu, Sakshi, Nivasa, Sharanam, Suhrade. And then Prabhava Pralayam. The word used here is constant friend. How intimate God becomes when you consider as a Suhad. And I am the place of origin, the place of dissolution of the whole universe. Prabhava Pralaya Sthanam. And again, to make it more clear, he says, Nidanam Bijam Avyayam. Nidanam, Sannidhanam, you have got it, no? The storehouse. Foodshippukaran, storehouse, we can say. So everything, he is the one who keeps everything ready for us. And he has been releasing to us as and when we want. Kindly close your eyes and think about all these attributes. Bijam Avyayam, I am the eternal seed from which the whole thing has come out. A normal seed cannot be immutable. This is called Avyayam, That is why a seed is called, seed decays when the plants come out. The seed breaks, The seed dies. And the plant comes out. Here is a seed which is immutable. This is the verse which is highly commented upon by saints in India. Sri Ramakrishna's disciple, Swami Turiyananda, used to very much appreciate this verse. This divine reality is what you find operating in this universe. Gadir, Bharta, Prabhu, Sakshi, Nivasa, Sharanam, Suhrade, Prabhava, Pralayasthanam, Nidanam, Bijam, Avyayam. If we forget about the whole thing and remember this and dwelling on this, reflecting on this, contemplating upon this, we will be striving towards this remembrance. When we close our eyes, when we open our eyes, there will be a conscious effort, initially an unconscious effort and later on a conscious effort to remember this this aspect. Gadi, Bharta, Prabhu, Sakshi, Nivas, Sharanam, Suhrud, Prabhava, Pralaya, Sthanam, Nidanam, Bijam, Avyayam. If we are unable to understand, in the next one, again he comes out that which is understandable. Tapamyaham varsham. Nigrinna nusijamicha. Amrutam chaiva mrityischa sada satchaham Arjuna. As sun, I give heat. I withhold, send forth rain. I am immortality and also death. Being and non-being am I, O Arjuna. Everything is covered, no? The moment he says being and non-being, உண்மையும் இல்லாய்மை சத் சச்சி அல்வா சத்தன் அசத் Arjuna, I am all these. What are they? I send out of heat. Tapami. Aham tapami. Solar heat comes from me. Also varsham, rain. By proper manipulation in the sky, it begins to rain. Nigrinabi ussarjami. Ussarjami. I give forth heat and rain. I can also withdraw them. When the season is over, all these are withdrawn. When the season is bright, they come out once again. So going out and taking back, both are from me. Amrutam chaiva mrityischa. I am immortality as well as death. That supreme reality is both immortality and death. Death is not something else. The same reality is both immortality as well as death. Yasya chaya amrutam yasya mrityuhu. Whose shadow is death as well as immortality. Rigveda says. So we don't have two realities, one for life, another for death. There is no devil in the whole of Hindu tradition. There is only, this is all one only. That's a wonderful idea. All evil belongs to the devil, all good belongs to God. We have no such conception. This is the only one. This is a wonderful idea. All evil belongs to the devil, all good belongs to God. We have no such conception. What is evil can be good tomorrow. Just like poison is in a snake. It is evil, but for the snake itself, it is not evil. Even there is a medicine called lacosis in homeopathy. It works wonders. Where from it has come? It has come from a very poisonous snake. So how can we say that it is evil? Therefore, there is a relativity. The same thing appears as good in one context and as evil in another context. We never had the duality of good and evil in our tradition. In normal life, we make distinction. This is evil, this is good. Perfectly right. If you see a snake, if someone says it is all good to catch it, we don't do so. We stand at a distance because the snake is capable of doing some evil to us. But the truth is, what is evil is also good. Today or tomorrow, they exchange places. This understanding must come as a background. Then handle the world in a particular way. Therefore, Sri Ramakrishna said, the divine is in all beings, also in the tiger. That doesn't mean you go and embrace the tiger. Because that tiger, in this particular context, can become an evil to you and may destroy you. But the truth is, the same divine spark is there in the tiger also. So from a distance, you worship the tiger. Another tiger, a small cub, you can take it on your lap and play with it. it does not harm you. Water is divine, but some water is meant for washing feet, some meant for bathing and drinking. All water is not good for every usage. So these differences are there, behind which there is the unity also. That is what our sages discovered. Unity behind the diversity. Sat, Asat, Cha Aham, Arjuna. I am both Sat and Asat. What you see is an effect, that is Sat. And what you cannot see behind the effects is the Asat. So you do not see. We call it Asat in one context. In the other context, we call it Sat. Being and non-being. I am both. That is the language, because everything is one. Absolute unity is one. So the 18 and 19. So we should be very clear. And the 22nd, everyone has heard. Everyone must be knowing, because that was the sloga brought out by Papa in the first book before he started writing the commentary. What was that? The whole of Papa's life, total surrender, no? Total surrender. That is why probably he wanted every one of us, you can forget everything, but the surrender aspect, please don't forget. That is why in his first book, In Quest of God, before even he started the first article, Ram, he had printed this. Ananya Chintayanto Mam Yedana Paripasate Desham Nityabhyugdana Yogakshema Vahamya. Persons who meditating on me as non-separate, worship me through everything they do, to them who are thus ever celestially established in yoga, I provide what they lack, preserve what they already have. There are very different types of interpretations. Yoga and Shema. So that is Shema. Welfare at the outer level, welfare at the inner level. Both these are assured by God, provided we go to Him with one pointedness. So in this 9th chapter, these 3-4 slokas, if we concentrate, as we said, every sloka we may not be able to remember, but a few slokas in every chapter. We keep on dwelling on it. In Papa's word, reflection, contemplation, meditation, manana, shravana, manana, nididhyasana. And so that the remembrance becomes a reality which will help us, because then we will not be worried about the death also. Because he himself is coming there in the form of death. So at the moment we feel, God and death are separate. But in this particular, he says, Amrutam Jaiva Mrityuscha. Immortality and mortality both. Sat and Asat. Whether we agree or not, whether we understand it or not, we keep on repeating it. One day it will get clarified. So even if we hear death, we will not be thoroughly shaken. As an individual, we may feel a little bad, we'll be missing. But then we come to know, the God we worship has come in the form of a Mrityu also. The beingness and the non-beingness are also a creation. A creation is given done by him, and too he knows how to dismantle the whole thing, assembling and dismantling. He is using a lot of his own prakriti to assemble, and then he gives us this equipment called the sense of individuality, and at the time fixed by him, he dismantles any machinery, it becomes useful to us when it is assembled and the power is there. When it develops cracks, problems, we normally, dismantle this thing and then replace the part which is defective. And if it is beyond repair, the mechanic will say nothing can be done. Even an engine, after we have used it for so many years, think about it, all these things are practical. So here he says, Amrutam chaiva murtisya. I am that. So those who, the Ananya Chintayam Toma, a very rare statement, a similar statement you get in the Shanti Parva. Sri Krishna says, Ananya, those who think of me and nothing else. That means exclusively, one-pointedly devoted to the divine. That type of people, they are Ananya. Anya means another. Ananya, there is nobody else. The Lord alone is my everything. Ye janaha paryupasade. Those who worship me with that attitude, with that one point in mind. Tesham, to them, nityabhiyuktanam, who are nitya abhiyukta, constantly in a spirit of yoga. The Lord alone is, myself has gone away. Only the Lord is present within me. Yoga kshemam vahamyaham. Yoga and kshema I take care. I look after their needs, their wants. I do this for them. The Lord becomes the servant of the devotee. Devotee has nothing to worry about it. One more. There is one slogan, often Vinobaji quotes. Adim Bharta Virme. Anumanta Upadrashta Vidre. In which Upadrashta? Chapter 13. In 13 we will find a similar thing. Upadrashta, Anumanta, Bharta, Bhokta, cha Maheshwar.
Not 13, 23.
Progressive realization of the Supreme Self. When we come to that, we will read. So here now the three slokas. What is the first one? We have forgotten. Of course, we can't blame. Forgetfulness also is he. Mattasmriti.
Gatir Bharta Prabhu Sakshi. Gatir Bharta Prabhu Sakshi.
Gadir Bharta Prabhu Sakshi. 18 sloka, please note down.
Gadir Bhatta Prabhu Sakshi.
Nivasa Sharanam Suhradu. Prabhava Pralayasthanam Nidanam Bijam Abhyayam. Tapamyahamaham Parsham. Nigrina Murtyu Jamija. Amrutam Chaiva Murtishcha. Sada Sachaham Arjuna. Nigrina enakku varadilla. Nigrinami. Usrijami. Adu rendu chekkanu new nu varudhu. Nigrinami Ulsijami. Amrutam chaiva murtishya. Then he says, rest of the things of course. Vedam Shine Punya Martalogam Vishanti Evam. Ananya Chidayanto Maham Yedanaha Paripasate Tesham Nityabhiyuktanam Yogashyam Vahamya. Then another important one we can say is 26. Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam Yome Bhaktiya Prayachati Tadakam Bhakti Ubhakridam Ashnami Prayatapna. So here he says, that is also very important. Whoever with the devotion offers me a leaf, a flower, a fruit, water, that I accept, the devout gift of the pure mind. The difference between little divine powers here and there and the one strict divine is this. The latter one is full of love. The other ones may sometimes love, but other times they may be motivated by dislike. You may displease a particular divinity, therefore you get one. So thereafter we will select 2, 3 or 4 slogas in each one, because even otherwise nobody remembers. At least we will try now. Because technically we are in the 9th. At least 1 or 2 slogas from each chapter we should remember, otherwise the whole exercise becomes academic. Are we remembering? Nobody is telling also. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. At least 18 to 20 slogas, we may not remember the slogas. At least we should remember the theme. Somewhere it should get registered in our mind. Because it is such a science of life. It is not science of anything else. Science of our own life. We are trying to approach the life in a scientific method. No cock and bull story, no tall talk, no dictum, no dogma. Only our own life we have to open up, unfold and see for ourselves. That is the beauty of this Bhagavad Gita. So many slogas, some slogas when we keep on, we might slip into the academic exercise to know what is that, what is meant. But leave everything. But so in this, the 27 is also beautiful. Yat karoshi, yat ashnasi, yat juhoshi, tadasi yad, yat tavasyasi kaunteya, tat kurushva madarpana. Whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer, whatever you give away, whatever austerity you practice, do that as an offering to me. It covers all our activities, Whatever you do means, whatever activities. That is called, this is royal path. There is no specification that you should do this, you should do that. This should be done in this way, that way. Here
Surrender aspect. Surrender comes.
He gives us an open check. He doesn't, you have to specify this. He gives us an a signed check, but at the same time, no condition is there. Yet Karoshi, whatever you do, any action you do, This is how today morning we were discussing here. We were under the impression that this 15th, which stanza says us that there is only spiritual. There is nothing called mundane. Everything is spiritual because provided we bring in the dimension. Otherwise to us it is mundane. We are given the name mundane because we have not associated it with the real Bharta. So here he says, Yat karoshi, Yad asnasi, whatever you consume by way of food, Yat juhosi, whatever you offer as sacrifice, the dasi yad, whatever you give as dana, charity or offering, yes tapasyasi, whatever tapas or austerity you perform, tat kuruswa, do all these kaunteya mad arpanam, as an arpanam. This is called Rajavidya. This is called Rajavidya, that is why Vinobaji says, in a road?
Express highway.
Express highway. He says it's an express highway, you don't have to think about anything, you can just go.
That is in 10th chapter, Swamiji.
Huh?
That is in 10th chapter, no? Nama chanting is the express way.
Provided we do the Samarpanam experiment, that we have been doing, and still we are unable to, So remembrance you bring through chanting. This is the highway. Even if you run on this road with closed eyes, there is no risk of stumbling or falling. The other way is like the edge of a sharp razor. The Vedic way is sharper than a sword sage and is thus extremely arduous. The way of devotion, the way of surrender and service to the Lord is easy. An engineer designs a road to the hilltop in such a way that we have no feeling of having climbed such a height till we reach the top. Therein lies his skill. This highway too is designed with such skill.
Chapter 10, Swamiji, Sloka 25. Chapter 10, Sloka 25.
What is that?
Chapter 10,
Which one?
stanza 25.
Which one?
He wants to see that.
No, you are talking about Japa Yoga is the highway.
No, this is coming in 9 only. 9 only this comes. The whole life can be infused with God. Yat karoshi advara, that is it. That is it. Here he mentions that, remember, see, japa and smaran should go together, please. We have been doing japa. Kindly go through the book, Talks of Swami Ramdas, where he specifically mentions this, japa and smaran should go together.
Nama Smaranam.
Smaranam. Smaran means remembrance.
Not the God, they have to remember only the name. Namasmaran.
That comes only to the Param Bhaktottamas, They have identified the Nama and the Nami as one. Here it is Japa and Smaran. That aspect we have not given much importance. That is why all of us are struggling, not that we are not doing japa. I will read out that particular portion. What Papa says. Mantra japa, smaran and dhyan. Ramdas will tell you something about japa and smaran. Japa is the repetition of the name of God, either with a mala or for counting a number of repetition. Smaran is keeping the thought of God in our mind. When we think of milk, all its qualities like whiteness, fluidity, sweetness flash into our mind. So also when we think of God, our mind must automatically dwell on the attributes of God. Satchidananda. This is called Smaran. Japa and Smaran are not considered to be two separate things. They must go on simultaneously. They do not go together in the early stages of the sadhana. So when we do japa, we must make our mind one pointed either by concentrating on the sound of the name or on any form of God within or without. This is called dhyana. Dhyana can be on the saguna or nirguna aspect of God. To reach a nirguna aspect straight away in the beginning is very difficult. Saguna dhyana is keeping the thought. So when we chant the name, we must feel that the name is God, the Atman, the infinite. By meditating on the form of God and chanting His name, we can gradually go beyond all names and forms and ultimately reach the nirguna aspect. So japa and smaran must go together. So this smaran, this is what you want. Anusmaran, not even smaran. Constant. So this 9th chapter, today we were talking about sloka number 18, 19, 22, 26 and 27. And he assures us in 28, Shubha Shubha. You have to go back. 9:28. Shubha Shubha. Shubha Shubha Barairevam Mokshase Karma Bandhanai Sannyasa Yoga Yuktatma Vimukdo Mamupeshyasi. Thus freed from the bondage of action bearing good and evil results, with the heart steadfast in the yoga of renunciation and liberated, you shall come to me. Assurance. Again he says, Samoham Sarvabhudeshu. That's a beautiful word. I am the same in all beings. When we open Thus Speaks Ramdas, on the first page itself, Papa will say that he is equal in entirety in all his creation. We thought it will be more in somebody, less in somebody. No. Samoham Sarvabhudeshu.
Swamiji, this is very interesting that he is equal in everybody. It has got nothing to do with the size.
Which one?
That he is equal in everybody. In entirety. There is a small ant or a big human being.
Correct.
The absolute intelligence is same.
So these are number 9 is a very small chapter. Only 34 slokas are there. But easy for us to pick out 5 or 6 and then go deeper. Name dveshyosti apriyaha. Ye bhajanditu mam bhakriya mayite teshu chapyaham. Teshu chapya. I am the same in all beings. To me there is none hateful or dear, but those who worship me with devotion are in me, and I too am in them.
Swamiji, Which shloka is telling about Nama? Nama is the highway.
Which is sloka?
Which shloka tells about Nama, the highway for
That is.
liberation?
It is not directly told. It is the interpretation of Vinobaji.
Okay.
Because when we do that, what he meant to us, no other precondition is there in anything. Whatever I do when I say, it's an express highway. Because there is no condition, no. These are the things which I like, these are the things I don't like. In this particular this thing, he says, Yat karoshi, yat ashnasi, yat juhoshi, dadasi yad, yat tavasyasi kaunteya. So that means everything, the only condition is when it is given, when it is surrendered to me. That means I am associating with it. He is making me to talk now. He is making me to dwell on it. He is making me to do this. Then immediately, there is no other condition. Whether I should say with this language, whether it is passive voice, active voice, English, Malayalam, anything. That doesn't. All those things are superfluous. The language in which I can convey my own language, my own feelings, my own sentiments. I need not borrow from anybody. The language is gifted by somebody, Sanskrit is gifted by somebody. Shloka is gifted by somebody. These are all my own. Suppose I do it in my own way. You gave me this, through somebody else you provided me this language. Through somebody else you provided this explanation. But I now realize that you have given me an opportunity to do it. The field is not created by me. You gave that field and you provided the wherewithal, and now you make me feel that I am doing it to you only. So nothing.
That's only I got it. This is on page 125, what you read. I kept both the books. 125 page.
125.
Yeah, whatever you read, I just got it.
That is.
Vinobaji's book.
Vinobaji's book.
125.
The page may change from edition to
This
edition.
is the royal way. This is the royal.
You take the 9th chapter, it is 133 in our book. This is the highway. Even if you run road with closed eyes, there is no risk of stumbling.
Yes, I got it.
Is God hiding somewhere or in a river? Is he hidden somewhere just as diamonds and golds are in the womb of earth? Have we to dig him up from somewhere? Not at all. All that is around us is nothing but God. He is standing before all of us. All the time. Everyone here is his image. Shoo. The Lord is urging us, please do not look down upon my manifestation in human forms. It is the Lord and Lord alone who appears in everything, animate, inanimate. Where is then the need for devising artificial methods to seek and find Him? The way is straight and easy. Whatever work you do it in the spirit of service and the service to the Lord. Surrender totally to the Lord and be His devoted, humble servant. The arduous Vedic path with its complex rites and rituals and the numerous yajnas will no doubt take us towards the moksha. But the problem here is that the question of fitness arises. Let us have none of it. Just dedicate to Him. Whatever you do, relate to Him. Every act of yours. This is what the 9th chapter tells us. And the Bhaktas are extremely fond of this chapter. That is why it's called express highway. I think now one more new word is there, no? Janta Bharat?
Comprehensive spirituality.
Still more.
One day, Bharat.
Because to stop there, na? We don't have to have no precondition here put. He gives us a blank check to all of us.
Green corridor.
Think about it. This is 9th chapter. That is why it is that Rajavidya Rajaguhyam.
Secret of
Because here he keeps the door open, no? For all. And here Vinobaji also brings the name. He says, because doing the austerities is not very difficult, it's not for everybody. Hence the saints overflowing his compassion for the masses, let us extract the essence of the Vedas and give it to the whole world. That boils down to this, to what? To the name of the Lord. That is the essence of the Vedas. The saints proclaimed that the Lord's name can lead one to moksha. The door to moksha was thus thrown open, wide open to all, to the women, to the children, to the workers, to the peasants, to the weak, to the ignorant, the sick, the handicapped.
Swamiji,
Hari Om, Ma Swamiji's video is hanged. Please wait.
Mataji,
Come on.
There
in this book,
rather complicated and elaborate yajnas. Let your daily work itself be a yajna. Let it be sacrificial in nature. So there are 4 stanzas, Gadir Bharta, Tapamya Ahamaham, then Ananya Chittayan Toma, then Patram Pushpam Param Toyam, then Yat Karoshi, then Samoham Sarvabhudeshu. So for 5-6 stanzas, those who have got that book. The 34 last one is also very, very touching. Manmano Bhavamat Bhakto, Madhyaji Mam Namaskuru.
Mame Vaishya.
Mame Vaishyasi Yukdaivam Atmanam Matparayana. Fill thy mind with me, be my devotee, sacrifice unto me, bow down to me, thus having made your heart steadfast in me, taking me as the supreme goal, you shall come to me. The last one, before closing, Parama 34. In
Swamiji,
Malayalam,
it is in this chapter, Vinobaji says that Jnaneshwar Maharaj recited this before taking Samadhi.
correct. Before his Samadhi. God's name destroys him. Yes. Here, so far he has been telling you must renounce the fruit of action, so many complications. But 9th one, he demolishes everything. Moksha would come within our grasp. Raja Yoga, which asks us to work and offer it, the fruit to the Lord instead of giving it up, is a step ahead of Karma Yoga. Here Karma Yoga stops. Raja Yoga tells, do not renounce, dedicate all the actions themselves to the Lord. Actions are a means that help you in making spiritual growth. They are like the flowers which should be offered at the feet of the Lord. But join your actions with devotion. Go on enriching your life. Do not throw away the fruit. Dedicate it to the Lord. The fruit that is cut off from the action in Karma Yoga is linked to the Lord in Raja Yoga. There is a difference between throwing seeds and sowing them. You reap in abundance what you sow. What you throw is wasted. The work that is dedicated to the Lord gets sown, and therefore life gets infused with infinite bliss and sanctity. This is how he ends the 9th, Vinobaji. So, Manmana Bhava Madbhakto Madhyaji Mam Namaskuru Mame Vaishyasi Yuktadevam Atmanam Matparaya. Ennatanne Ashrayikunal, Ennatanne Prabikum. You shall come to me. Okay, it's already time, 4:37. Okay, it's all right. So 9th, kindly go through it again and again and again. We are all deeply grateful to Papa for having provided this wonderful opportunity of going deeper into 700 slokas. We may not be able to spend like this, but few slokas in each chapter. That is enough. Even this ninth one is enough. This is expressive way. So we pray to him now. Enable us to actualize these in our activities. Please. When I read, I am thrilled, I am inspired. But when I stop and go back to my original field, I am my old self. Please enable me. Only you can do it. If it was possible, I would have done it, because I am inspired, no doubt. When I read this with its depth, we are touched, kindled, inspired. But after some time, everything gets deflated, punctured. The me and mind steps in, and usually your judgment, concepts, rights and wrongs, preferences, priorities, all these are gone, finished. So we pray to him, unless you step in and give me this, I will not be able to hold on. Please. Hari Om. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Pranama Swamiji, pranamas.
Pranam, pranam.
Pranam.